This video will demonstrate how to create a Google form. Well, just like whenever we do anything else in Google Drive, we first have to log into Moodle, and then on the left-hand side you'll click the link that says NP Google Drive. Once you click that link, it'll open up your Google Drive in a new tab, and then it'll list all of your folders and files that are stored within your Google Drive. On the left-hand side, you'll click the Create button and choose Form. Your new form will open up in a new tab, and then it'll first ask you to give your form a title. So in this example, I'm going to create a classroom quiz or a formative assessment that I might give my students. But the same process would be followed if you're just creating a simple survey. So in this example, I'm going to create a quiz about the water cycle. And then it'll list a series of templates to select from. Just choose one that kind of fits whatever survey or assessment you're giving, and then click OK. You can see that now the title that I gave my form is listed at the top of the form, and then also in the upper left-hand corner. You have some different settings to choose from at the very top here of your form. One of those says require New Prague area schools to log in to view this form. In other words, you're limiting this to only people in the New Prague area school district. I'm going to check that one. Automatically collect respondents' usernames. I'm going to check that as well. And again, that's because I'm making this one a quiz, so I do want to collect which student is actually taking the quiz. So I want to require that they have to log in, and that also that I'm going to collect that in the data just to make sure that when Sally logs in that her name is next to her answers. And then if you had a very long assessment, in other words if it's several pages long, you may want to give students to show the progress bar, which would let them know basically where they're at in the quiz. If you're just giving a simple survey, I would leave all of these blank. But in the case of giving a formative assessment, I would check these first two options. After that, underneath the title, you do have a spot here where you could give a description. So if you want to give more information about the assessment, or if you want to give them some specific instructions, you could do that here. And then you'll have the option to start adding a question. Any help text can also be given there. And then what type of question it is, whether it's multiple choice, paragraph text, check boxes, scale grids. You have a lot of different options here for the question type. In most cases, it's going to be a multiple choice, possibly a checkbox, which means that there can be more than one answer. They might choose from a list of given answers, or you may ask just for a short answer with text. If you want them to write a sentence or more, you could use the paragraph text. But in this case, I'm just going to leave it as multiple choice. And then I'm going to list my options. So I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm just going to type in 4 or 5 questions here. Okay, now I have my questions entered. So I have 3 multiple choice questions. Then I also have a short fill in the blank question down below. Once that is done, at the very bottom of the page, you'll have some information about confirmation. So in other words, this is the message that will appear after the student clicks the Submit button. It says your responses have been recorded. You could also give them some instructions about what you want them to do after the quiz. So there's a lot of different options there. The checkboxes here show a link to submit another response. Typically, if this is for a quiz, you will not show a link to take the quiz again. Publish and show a link to the results. Usually you do not want to show the results. And then allow them to edit after submission. So usually at the end of your making an assessment, usually these are going to be left blank. And then we'll click Send Form. Send Form is going to give you the link of where your students would go to actually take this assessment. So I will just click in here and choose Copy. Now if this link is copied, I could go to my Moodle page or to my teacher web page or wherever I want students to be able to access this form and put this link on that page so that students could simply click on it to begin taking the quiz. Alright, I'll click Done. Next, Google will ask where you want your responses to be collected. Almost always you're just going to choose a new spreadsheet, and then it'll list the title of your form, and then after that it'll just call it responses. So typically you're just going to say always create a new spreadsheet. So let's click on create, and then up on top it's going to say setting up the spreadsheet, and now that's been completed. Your Google form is now done, so in order to be able to view it or see what it looks like, you can just click the button that says View Live Form. That again will open up a new tab. And this is exactly what it'll look like for your students. It'll say up on top that they're logged in, and then it'll ask them the questions with some multiple choice answers, and then also filling in a small text answer here. They can have their responses sent to them if they'd like, and then they'll just click the submit button. Alright, I'm going to close that form, and then we'll go back and look at this. So you can also, if you create a form but don't want it to be opened yet, you can also turn this on or off. So right now, by clicking that button and saying not accepting responses, when a student tries to go to this link, it'll say that it's not opened at this time. So that's a great way for a teacher to create a quiz ahead of time, put the link on the Moodle page, but then turn off responses so students can't access that link until the teacher is in the classroom and is ready to open it up. As soon as you click that again, and that you're accepting responses, when students now go to the link, it'll open up the form. This video was intended simply to show you how to create a Google form. In the next video lesson, you'll learn how or where the data is collected and how to access that information. This video demonstrated how to create a Google form.